And we're live with another episode of BS Busters, BS Busters Lite, if you will. And before we go any further, let the lady introduce herself, and then the gentleman, and then we'll get into it. So let's get to it right now.
Girls of all ages, this is Jory Lemonstar welcoming you to the BS Busters Lite edition. And I'm sorry I missed last night, but then again, I didn't know that the time changed.
Yeah, that's okay. You know, I wasn't as clear in letting people know that the time has changed for BS Busters from Saturday to Sunday. That was on me. But I'll try to be more clear in the future. Pinky,
you
go.
better be.
And this is Piggy Dot for Video Game Facts. And don't mind the environmental noise you might be hearing because the second floor of my house is being renovated, but getting an additional room.
That's cool. And of course, it's me, your ever-loving host, Mr. Red Fox, owner and proprietor of BS Busters, where we bust the bullshit. Now, before we get any further, we have a question from one of our viewers. Two questions. Well, a question and a comment. Jorge Zaldivar. He says, have any of you guys ever played Q-Em-Ups? Who wants to answer that question first?
Shoot 'em ups, which type?
Q-Em-Ups. So Q-Em-Ups are games where, like, basically instead of having your standard, like semi-serious space, you know, we're trying to save the world in a spaceship, like R-Type type shit. It's you have like an overly cute character, so like Air Zonk, which is like Zonk of the future going around shooting shit. Parodius is a cute 'em up because you have like kind of cute stuff. Twin Bee is another cute 'em up, stuff like that. Cotton, 100% Cotton. They're cute 'em ups where the protagonist is kind of a cute or.
I see what you're getting at.
Yeah.
If anything, I only had one, but that was way back.
Uh-huh.
Would Toho count as a cute 'em up? I mean, I know it's a bullet hell.
I mean, as long as the character is kind of super deformed and cute, and some of the enemies are super deformed and cute, then counts. I guess.
Well, they are. The Toho franchise because this is a complete nothing but cute girls.
Well, there you go. If it's a side-scrolling or vertically scrolling shooter, and it's cute characters, then it's a cute 'em up. Jewel, what was the one you played a long time ago?
I was trying to remember, but it was a witch battle game that you had to shoot up your opponent's stuff and then send some trash right back at them as a fighting shoot 'em up game.
Yeah, that sounds like Cotton, where basically like you're this witch on a broom. And she can get like power ups, and there's a store, and she can buy better power ups and shoot shit at people. It's pretty fun.
I think you missed it. Missed what I said because this was shoot 'em up was where you shoot up characters on your side of the screen, and then you send them over to your opponent.
Oh well, no, I've never heard of that one. Sorry. Me, Jorge, I've played. I mean, I'm a huge Parodius fan. I have like all 3 versions of Parodius, plus the Parodius collection for the PS3, which I imported. Let's see what else. I played a lot of the Cotton games. I know there's one on the Saturn, but I don't have a Saturn, so I don't have that one. But I have the ports on PC and console. Yeah, I'm a Cotton fan. I like cute 'em ups. I even like Poppin' Twin Bee. I like those games. I think they're fun little titles. Because I mean, how many times can you play R-Type and you're like this super serious? I'm in a spaceship trying to save the world. Sometimes it's just cool to play as like a super deformed penguin, who drops little penguins with. Konami's original mascot was a penguin, or Kid Dracula. or Kid Dracula on a paper airplane shooting bats at enemies. It's just like cute 'em ups are kind of fun because they can be ridiculous, and sometimes it's a video game. It's meant to be ridiculous sometimes.
Since you mentioned Kid Dracula, I'm also reminded about this chibi Slaughterhouse game from a while back. I think it came out in the NES or the Game Gear.
No idea. Jorge Zaldivar says the cute 'em up he wants to play is Koryun for the PC Engine, where you play as this dragon to defeat a demon who cursed his fellow princess. No, I've never played that game. That game sounds kind of like Dragon Spirit, where you play this hero who turns into a dragon in order to save the land and rescue a princess, and it's actually pretty damn cool. It like the thing about Dragon Spirit is that like when I remember when I was a kid and I'd rent that game, I'd be like, I'd look at it and I'm like, this is an RPG, because I was an RPG nut even back then. But you play the game and you realize, oh, this isn't an RPG, this is a shoot 'em up. Fuck. They lied to me. But that sounds cool. So before we get any further, I have an addendum to a story we did earlier this week, or should I say last week, for the BS Busters for last week. Honesty is the best policy, where I didn't know who was working on Metroid Prime 4. Turns out the team that was working on Metroid Prime 4 was some people over at Bandai Namco with Kensuke Tanabe directing. Apparently, what they did was so out of line with what Metroid Prime 4 should have been that Nintendo had to say, fuck this shit, and flip the table over and walk out and take it back to Retro. So, I don't know what to say except, I mean, how can you fuck up Metroid Prime 4 so bad that they had to scrap all the work and take it to the people who made the other three? That's kind of like it would be interesting to be a fly on the wall and see that build of what they were doing, just to see. Because normally when Nintendo scraps something, like we had to start from scratch, like, they don't tell anybody. They're like, yeah, it's going to be delayed a little bit longer, or we're moving in a different direction. But the fact that they came out and they were just like, yeah, it was so fucked up, we had to get rid of all that shit and go someplace else. Like, I would love to see how bad that build was. It would be very interesting.
I was going to say, that has to be really embarrassing to have that happen.
You know, and before anyone says anything, you know, like, oh, well, how do you know what Metroid Prime is supposed to be? Well, as someone who is a huge Metroid Prime fan, like, I have all the games in the series, plus the spin-off games, except for Metroid Prime Hunters, because fuck that game. I had it, and then I sold it, because I was like, it's not really, all it is just, like, the single player kind of sucks, and it's just a series of multiplayer arena-type battles where you play as different hunters, whatever. But Metroid Prime, like, you know, I have the Metroid Prime Trilogy. I bought that game 3 times over. I've got Metroid Prime. I bought it for the Wii, and then I bought it again for the Wii U. And if they bring that shit over to the Switch, I'll buy it on the Switch too.
That seems hypocritical of you, trying to buy Metroid Prime 3 times, yet refuse to buy any updated re-release.
Of what?
Of other older titles like New Super Mario Brothers U.
Well, here's the difference. Metroid Prime Trilogy on the Wii was like $50. Metroid Prime Trilogy on the Wii U was like $20. So, I mean, I don't mind rebuying something if the price is significantly less than what it initially released for. I'm not going to pay full market price for a fucking re-release when, like, you know, like, if they do a re-release of Metroid Prime Trilogy and it's like $60, unless there's a lot of new shit being added, I'm going to be like, fuck you, I'm not going to buy it. Like, you know, look, there's caveats to this thing. There are layers. It's not just, oh, I'm not going to buy it. It's like, it depends on the price. Like, I've bought Super Mario Brothers 1, 2, and 3 on multiple consoles multiple times. Like, because I have Super Mario All-Stars. I have the originals for the NES. I have the Famicom version of Super Mario Brothers 2, which is really called Super Mario The Lost Levels here in America, but fuck it. I have Doki Doki Panic, which is the game that Super Mario Brothers 2 in America is based off of. Then I have the Game Boy Advance versions of those games, because but I got them cheap. They were like $10, $15 a piece, like, at different times. Like, I'm not paying full market price for shit over and over and over again. Because, you know, I'm not. Like, I refuse to do that. Fuck it. No. Look, I'm cheap. I'm cheap. All right. So Jorge Zaldivar says, I was caught by surprise with the helium trope in Kingdom Hearts where Sora, Donald, Goofy, Buzz, and Woody greet it, and the effect lasts for a while, even during battle. Dude, I don't really give a shit about that game. I don't have it. I don't want it. Square Enix can go fuck themselves. Although I will say, I will report on this little bit of news. A streamer who was playing that game for his channel basically saw it and was like, I can't, like, he was like 40 hours in. He's like, I can't play this. It's so bad. He's like, I'm not gonna get further in this fucking game. Which I think is just kind of funny, really. You know. And for those of you who love Kingdom Hearts, I mean, you know, God bless you, but I tried. That game is 15 years too late. That game should have came out on the PS2 or the PS3. Like, the fact that it came out now is just, it was too damn long. They waited too long for that game. So Horizontal Bar also says, I am starting to think about waiting until the online service is fixed, along with bugs and Smash Ultimate before even buying a Switch. See, dude, like, here's the thing, okay? If this was like the 6th gen or the 7th gen, where like other consoles had their shit together or Nintendo had their shit together, but here's the thing: every single console, every single game that has released at this point has bugs and it's being updated and patched. And your other comment is that someone hates Disney. I don't hate Disney. I just don't give a shit about Kingdom Hearts. I don't. I've never liked the series.
Did he say Buzz for Smash Ultimate DLC?
Wow.
No one said that. He said that in Kingdom Hearts there's a part where Sora, Donald, Goofy, Buzz, and Woody breathe helium.
No, I'm talking about the part after that. I mean, like, where he says he's not going to buy the online system. He's not going to buy a Switch till the online system is fixed, or if whatever character he.
No, he said bugs, you know, glitches, bugs in Smash Ultimate. Yeah, like, here's the thing.
I thought he said Buzz.
It's unrealistic. It's unrealistic to expect a game to be completely bug free, especially a game where it's like a fighting game, because like the way the code is, sometimes they can fix one bug and add another. Now, to be fair, Smash Brothers, like, even in the past, even with the glitches and like wave dashing and all that shit, was still a relatively stable game, right? But you know, whatever. It is what it is. So let's get to these topics. We did the intro, as per we should. I'm gonna put the outline for what for what we're gonna cover in the chat, so I can just look at it, because I'm a lazy bastard now. I don't feel like switching screens all the time. So the first topic is Valve versus the Epic Game Store. Now, for those of you who don't know, literally Metro Exodus, which is the 3rd game in the Metro trilogy, like Metro Underground, Metro Last Light, all that shit, it was supposed to release literally February 15th. So 2 weeks from now, roughly speaking, a little bit over 2 weeks from now. And Epic Games apparently paid out an exclusivity deal, kind of like their old owners Microsoft used to do, in order to get that game pulled from Steam like 2 weeks before it's supposed to launch, and now it's exclusive to the Epic Game Store.
And Valve probably found how anti-consumer it was.
Well, it is anti-consumer because it's on PC. And like, here's the thing: like, no matter how much people may hate Steam, you've never seen a game on Steam, like even some of their first-party games, where you can only get it on Steam. You know, like if you want to play this shit, you got to come here. Like, you've never seen that before, and it's kind of fucked up. I think the deal that Koch Media made, which is a subsidiary of Deep Silver, that made that deal, I think they fucked up, because here's the thing, okay? Yeah, Epic
Mm-hmm.
Games is like, yeah, we're gonna do 12% cut and all that shit. We're gonna go after Valve. But here's the problem, okay? What happens if they don't get a huge market share? What happens if they piss off, like Valve gets pissed off and Metro and Koch Media, Metro has to make another game and put it on Steam? Steam might be, fuck you. You know? Because Steam has a larger reach than Epic Games Store right now.
Right.
But what are your guys' thoughts
That
on
is
this?
true, but for me, I'm happy that there's going to be competition, but then again, there is some things that the competition could do better to make it a sweeter deal to compete on both systems, or say that this one's getting more interesting, go this way.
Yeah. And I mean, like, here's the thing. Okay, yes, Valve needs competition, but I don't think this was the way to go. Like, I think if, like, okay, you want Valve to step up their game. Like, right now, they're kind of stepping up their game. Like, if Valve really wants to get their shit together, what they really need to do is start putting out some first-party games again and stop resting on, like, bullshit. Like, I hate to say this, Valve, Portal 3, Half-Life.
I was about to make the joke that we need a 3.
Counter-Strike 3, you know.
Learn to count to 3.
Yeah.
That'll be the joke.
Basically, what I'm saying is, you know, if Valve wants to strike back, here's what they need to do. Okay, start putting out, you know, your threes. Start putting out games that people really, 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 really fucking want, and stop resting on, well, hey guys, I mean, look, it's Artifact. No one gives a shit about Artifact. Look, after Hearthstone and that other card game from The Witcher or Bethesda, or whoever the fuck it was. That's like, there's
Gwent.
enough. Yeah, Gwent. There's enough games. Okay, there's enough card games. Because the thing is, electric card games are very niche. Okay, unless you're playing for real money and it's like poker or blackjack or something like that. Like, they're not for everybody. Like, make a game that people want to play. Make a fucking Half-Life 3. Make a fucking Counter-Strike. Hell, make a Left 4 Dead 3. Shit.
Learn to count to 3.
Yeah. 1, 2, 1.5, 2.5. Well, Square Enix had the same problem. Remember, it took them 17 years to make Kingdom Hearts 3. There are people who were waiting for Kingdom Hearts 3 and in the meantime went to college, got married, bought a house, had kids, and still haven't played Kingdom Hearts 3 yet. Okay? So
yeah, that's the joke that's been going, that I think is going to be going around for a while.
Yeah.
Learn to count to 3, some of these guys.
So we have, so I mean, let's talk about the pros of competition. Well, I think we talked about the pros, that, you know, things can get better. You know, it forces Valve to compete, which is good. Maybe they'll make some better games. Now let's look at the cons. Let's look at the cons. What problems could there be with Valve versus the Epic Games Store? Like, what? I mean, we see right now with a game that literally was 2 weeks from coming out gets pulled and put onto the Epic Games Store exclusively.
See, all I know is that Epic Games is pretty much the Fortnite guys.
Well, no, Epic Games, when they were under Microsoft, made Gears of War. Before that, they did other games, like they helped work on Quake, and the people who would eventually leave id and make Epic Games worked on Quake. Earlier on, they also made Jackrabbit, which was a platformer for the PC that had some really good music, believe it or not. If you ever get a chance to play Jackrabbit, the Game Boy Advance version, really fucking good music for a Game Boy Advance. Like, damn, this game's kind of fun. And for those of you who don't know, Jackrabbit is a 2D platformer that has cartoony graphics, but the protagonist is a green rabbit who fucking has a fuck ton of guns and blasts the shit out of everything. It's kind of fun. They need look, Epic Games. Here's what you need to do: put out some fucking old IPs, like revamp some old IPs. Do Jackrabbit Returns or some shit. I don't know. Make it a 3D platformer with guns, lots and lots of guns. It could be like a Ratchet and Clank, but on everything and not just the PlayStation.
Question: will they ever do that?
Epic? They might. Probably not anytime soon. So we have a comment from Jorge Zaldivar. Says, I think the reason Kingdom Hearts 3 took so long is that Square Enix was too busy with Final Fantasy 13 Versus, which is now Final Fantasy 15. I kind of blame that title for that.
They actually gave an explanation. It's because they switched engines.
Yeah, that's bullshit, man. I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. I mean, let's legitimately, let's just do it. Is that a credible excuse for a 17-year delay?
Nope.
Okay, I mean, come on, man. That's like saying, hey, man, why didn't you make it? Hey, man, why didn't you make it to your wife delivering the baby? I stubbed my toe. What? Like, that's bullshit, man. I mean, and not only did you miss the birth, but you haven't been here for 17 years. Yeah, I stubbed my toe. That's basically what
that would be one of the excuses to ever hear.
I mean, I hate to break this to people, but like Kingdom Hearts 3 missed the PS2 generation, which is when it should have came out. The PS2 generation.
It missed 2 generations.
It missed the PS3 generation. Okay, so it could have came out for the PS3. Would have been fucking awesome. It missed literally it came out towards the end of the PS4 generation because Sony's probably going to release a new console next year. Okay, so literally it missed 2.5 generations of consoles. All right. You cannot say, oh, we switched engines. That was why it took 17 years to get this game out. Fuck you. No. Okay, that's bullshit. All right, that is complete and total bullshit. Which game? He has a question for all of us. Which game do you think was worth waiting all those years for? Who wants to go first?
Ooh. For me, in a sense, I honestly can't think of it in a sense. So sorry.
Neither can I.
A game that had a long development time.
Yeah.
Let's see. A game that had a long development time but was totally worthwhile. Okay. I got one for you. This is a game that I fucking love, and it was totally worth the long wait. And that is Super Mario Odyssey. Okay? That game basically is the kind of the successor to Super Mario 64 that Mario Sunshine wasn't. And it feels like it. I mean, it's not perfect. There are flaws with the title. It's not perfect. It's not like, oh man, this game is completely unimpeachable. I mean, there's some problems with it, but overall, it's pretty damn fun. It's pretty damn good. I can name you a third-party game that was worth the long wait, I guess, and that was Bayonetta 2, because it's better in every way, shape, or form to the first game. That's about it. Let's see, what else? So I guess now here's your wheelhouse, Pinky. Gaming news of the week.
Because that's my cue. All right, let's see. Oh yeah, I've got one. So Metacritic has released their annual game publisher ranking yesterday, and it shows who are the top 13 compared, and it shows their previous ranking position from last year in comparison.
Okay.
And Nintendo's rank is still within the top 5, despite being 2 ranks down from last year. They used to be number 2, and now they're number 4.
Well, it makes sense because, I mean, I know some people are going to get mad, but Nintendo didn't release nearly as many games this year as they did last year. So, I mean, obviously they're going to go down. But then again, Nintendo only has about 5,000 employees, so they don't have the same, they have like subsidiaries that they bought, like first-party studios, but they're working on shit. So it's not like because don't forget, a lot of games that were supposed to come out for the Wii U had a longer life cycle were ported over to the Switch.
Now here's something about this list that offends me. The company that above Nintendo is EA.
All right.
Number 3.
that is a little offensive, but let's be fair. Let's be fair here. EA has here's the thing, okay? Metacritic isn't about who deserves it. It's about who has the larger audience and people who care enough to vote for it. Now, EA still came out with a fucking FIFA last year and a Madden, and those dude bro gamers who buy those fucking games probably like them, so they probably voted EA up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sadly.
I mean, now me personally, let me put it this way: I wouldn't play a fucking EA Madden or FIFA or NBA Live game if you literally brought it to my house with a hot chick who came with 3 pizzas, 1 pepperoni and sausage, the other one mushroom and green bell pepper, and the third one white chicken, and with a garlic white aioli sauce, and a thing certified STD free and ready in DTF to my door with the game. I'd be like, no, I'll take the pizzas, but you can get the fuck out of here and take that game with you. That's basically I wouldn't literally you could bribe me and I wouldn't play an EA sports game. So an EA game. So I mean that's how I feel about EA. So, but I mean, I'm a rarity. Like most gamers, they don't give a shit about that. They just want to play their game and call it a day.
Sadly, they pay attention to some things. Though, if anything, I think I could bring up some good news, but I think I wait until this piece is done.
All right.
And above EA and Nintendo are Capcom and Sega. Capcom at number 1 and Sega at number 2.
I don't know how Capcom got there. You know what? You know how Capcom got there? Probably Resident Evil 2 remake.
And Monster Hunter World.
Yeah, Monster Hunter World. Capcom, Sega. I mean, probably Sonic.
Sonic Mania Plus.
Yeah, probably Sonic Mania. That's probably what got it in there. Nintendo, like I said, Nintendo didn't release nearly as many games last year as they did the year before. That's probably why it's so low. And like I said, Nintendo's output, Nintendo said, well, the reason we're combining our handheld and our other division is to increase our, how many games we can get out. And what people don't realize that Nintendo's output of their first party games has been going up since the N64 era. It's been going up. In the NES era, they were putting out less games per year. In the SNES era, it went up, and in the N64 era, it went up, and then the GameCube era, it went up. Every single game console generation and handheld generation, the output of first-party Nintendo games goes up. So it seems like a long time because Nintendo games are such high quality that it feels like, man, this is going to take a long time. These games are so good. But I mean, and there's periods of drought because
good things come to those who wait, and that always leads into thirst.
Well, Nintendo doesn't seem to realize, except for when they dropped the the Switch, that you can put out games at other times of the year. It doesn't have to all be at fucking Christmas. You can put out games at other times of the year. Why is everything always coming out at Christmas? I mean, listen, don't get me wrong. I love Christmas, but there's other times you can put shit out at Christmas.
I agree, though. If anything, it's usually the time where we see usually these what was it? Oh yeah, blockbusters that like to eat up all the airspace.
Well, that's the thing. It's like I mean, wouldn't it be cool if Nintendo? I mean, and now over the last like 10 years, Nintendo has started to kind of stretch out when they release stuff. Like they'll put out a game in February, March, April, May, June, July. But like back in the day, like it seemed like every fucking SNES game would come out September, October, November, December. Like everything came out like the last 4 months of the fucking year. And it's like, God damn. Come on, man. But it is what it is. Who wants to go next?
All right. Oh yes.
I was going to.
Wii Shop Channel is closed within 24 hours.
Yeah, it's a sad day because I mean, and this is just my opinion. I know some people are gonna get mad, but the Wii Shop was fucking awesome. Fucking awesome. Especially not in the beginning where they had Wii Shop points, which was kind of a bitch to calculate Wii Shop points. But later on, the Wii Shop was just fucking awesome because you could get all this cool shit for peanuts, you know, and some really good games on the Wii Shop. I mean, I'm gonna keep it real. The Wii Shop still, in my opinion, had the better offering of games, old games to play.
Mm-hmm.
Better than the Wii U, better than the Switch. Yes, I said it. People are like, well, I like the Switch. Yeah, you have that shit.
So we should remind everyone that when the Wii Shop Channel first started, it was as bare bones as the Switch's online service system. But it gradually got better over the years.
No, it wasn't because the Wii Shop had an e-browser. It had an e-browser that you could watch YouTube on, that you could look at other websites on. It was actually quite versatile. And while yes, it only had like 4 games at launch on the Virtual Console, they were some pretty good games. You had Super Mario World day one, if I remember correctly. Whereas, does the Switch eShop have Super Mario World for the SNES? No. Oh.
Hello, Mr. Contrarian.
But they do have. I'm nitpicking now. Sorry, but we salute you, Wii eShop, for sadly. I mean, yeah, it took about 6 months. It took about 3 to 6 months, but the Wii Shop, like after 3 or 6 months, got really fucking good. And it only got better as time went on, which was fucking awesome. And I wish Nintendo would take the fucking lesson from the Wii Shop and apply it to the Switch eShop, but that ain't happening anytime soon, so fuck it. But you know, maybe it'll get better. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know.
It will. Sheesh. Can't you look upwards instead of downwards?
No. I think it's time to move on before things get ugly.
I can't because I'm a skeptic, and skeptics always look at things with a critical eye.
I look upwards because that means that there's a chance that can happen. I look at what happens and hope and look for the best, but I know that things can be worse. At least for Star's sake.
Hopefully they'll fix it sometime soon, but oh well, I can still play my old Wii Shop game. I'll just do that on my Wii U. It'll be nice. Go ahead with the next story. Pinky.
I just remembered. Can I take a moment for this?
Go ahead.
EA, we got something to say to you. If you don't take this lesson that you took from Belgium, your rear end's gonna see the pavement soon.
Oh,
real hard.
We almost skipped over the fact that Belgium, along with several other European nations, are regulating e-gambling, which is what loot boxes are. It's a form of gambling because basically there's randomized odds that you'll get loot, and the better loot.
I couldn't tell. Yeah, I was saying that EA better take some notes here, because if they don't get their sheep together, they're going to be seeing the pavement.
Well, the hilarious thing about all of this, the hilarious thing about all of this is that they built their entire profit model around fucking people over with these microtransactions and loot boxes. Like they don't even make EA doesn't even EA is always game development is really expensive, but you're putting out less games. So how is game development more expensive when you're putting out less games? And and they're closing studios.
The other game development that I see that they're doing is an Ultimate Team.
No, well, the thing is, no, I mean, in terms of new games that EA puts out every year, their output has gone down by 60% over what it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Literally, for the last 5 years, they've been putting out this game.
Their involvement is their Ultimate Sports Team, is their Ultimate Sports game.
Well, I mean, the games that they can basically turn into, quote, games as a service that basically have loot boxes and microtransactions. Those are the games that they keep on putting out. It's the reason why SimCity 4 sucked, because it had to always be online and there's microtransactions in it. The reason why The Sims 4 sucks because there's microtransactions in it, so they can nickel and dime the shit out of you. Remember how Sims games back in the day where you'd wait 2 or 3 years and the Ultimate Edition would come with all the DLC? You just go and get everything.
And then we had Sims 4 with DLC for the DLC for the DLC.
Yeah, but there is some.
Yeah, I wish I was kidding.
Because here's the thing, okay? Loot boxes are shutting down in European countries, which hurts EA more than here in America. Because believe it or not, the biggest game that EA has is FIFA, and that's football or soccer here in America. And you know where soccer is biggest? Fucking Europe.
In Europe.
So EA is basically losing a huge revenue stream, which is kicking them in the ass. And you know what? Fuck them, because they should have been putting out new games instead of nickel and diming people with games as a service. This is why we got 2 shitty Star Wars games out of EA instead of new Star Wars shit. But oh well.
Moving on to the next topic. So, while everyone is excited for the new Mortal Kombat 11, there's a petition regarding it.
Oh, stars. What happened this time?
Fans are petitioning, the devs are petitioning NetherRealm Studios to add Shaggy Rogers from Scooby Doo into Mortal Kombat 11.
You know what? That'd be cool.
What?
That would be cool. Look, if they had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in Mortal Kombat 10 and Freddy Krueger, and I think they had Jason, didn't they?
They had Jason in Mortal Kombat 10.
Yeah, they had Jason and Freddy Krueger, if I remember correctly.
They had Freddy was in Mortal Kombat 9 and Jason was in 10.
Okay, so there you go. If they can have all those characters, then why not add Shaggy? Why not add Shaggy?
Because there's a meme going on where Shaggy Rogers is basically the ultimate life form that cannot be beaten, even stronger than Saitama, One Punch Man.
I don't know about that, but I could imagine his fatalities. One of them is he's like, "Oh no!" and he runs away, and the mystery machine runs over the guy, and at the wheel it's Scooby. He's like, "Thanks, Scoob." And another one is he pulls out a knife and he slices and dices the person and turns them into a sandwich and eats them. And he's like, "I had the munchies, man."
Oh, that is some.
Hey, Scoob,
that's some silly stuff.
I need a Shaggy snack, Scoob.
Oh God, this is getting so silly now.
Well, Warner Brothers does own a lot of the Hanna-Barbera. No, sorry, but they can license it. They could license Scooby. That'd be fucking awesome. I'd be down with that.
Not to mention that Warner Brothers also publishes the Mortal Kombat games.
Yeah, so I mean, I could totally see that. I could totally see Shaggy But here's the thing, you know, it'd be cool if they had Scooby and Shaggy as a duo.
Like the Duck Hunt dog.
Yeah, and their fatalities wouldn't be them attacking the character. It would be them running away in a montage like they do in the cartoons, except something horrific would happen to the person chasing them. You know, Scooby Doo. Oh! Like a brick falls on the guy or something, or a wall or some shit. Hey, man, the knocking don't come a knocking, Scoob. me and Delma are going to be in here working something out, Scoob. I'm in the back of the mystery van, Scoob. But yeah, I'd be down with that. I'd be totally down with that. Like, I know some people are like, that destroys the sanctity of Mortal Kombat. There's nothing sacred about Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat is not.
I was gonna say, when has Mortal Kombat been sacred?
Yeah, that's the thing. Mortal Kombat is not like this ultra sacred thing. Okay, it's not. It's not. Now, Street Fighter. Okay, I can understand Street Fighter having a certain level of pedigree since it did create the 2D fighting. The 2D fighting, like it did, like solidify the 2D fighting, like genre as a game. But Mortal Kombat, no, man. This is a game where you have characters shooting fireballs and characters turning people into babies and friendships and animalities and a chick kissing a dude and turn them into bones and people getting eaten and having the melted off their body.
It's out there.
If you want to have, Raiden, the god of lightning, shooting lightning in the sky, coming down and electrocuting and blowing somebody up. Look, there's nothing sacred about this shit, okay? And if people want Shaggy, let them have Shaggy. I'd be cool with it.
I mean,
how dare they have Shaggy? I'd be like, oh man, that's fucking awesome.
I'm more like, really? How the heck did they brew this up?
It's due to the memes regarding Shaggy, because there's one direct-to-video movie where they show Shaggy beating the snot out of biker punks in a bar.
Yeah, that sounds like a direct-to-video movie. The only Scooby-Doo movies I know is like. There's like the two movies that came out in movie theaters. Then there was like there's like a third one that came out, like, and it's like, and then there was one after that was like the early years that told how the group met, like how they all met each other when they were young, and that's about it. And,
yeah, but there's been a series of straight-to-video Scooby-Doo movies before the live-action ones.
The animated,
yeah, the animated ones.
The animated ones are great. Like everyone's like, man, Scooby-Doo. It's like Scooby-Doo, the animated series, like all of them, even a pup named Scooby-Doo, I enjoyed. Because it was just kind of like. Like a lot of times, Hanna-Barbera when they kidify like a cartoon that was more like well, not adult, but like had older characters in it. It was kind of stupid. But I mean, with A Pup Named Scooby-Doo and Tom and Jerry Kids, that was pretty good. Now Flintstone Kids can go to hell. That was a stupid show. It had a cool theme song though. The Flintstone Kids. Why did we never get Space Ghost Kids? Birdman Kids, Yogi Bear Kids. Well,
there's Yo Yogi, which is basically Yogi Kids, but that we don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, that shall not be mentioned. It's like Voldemort. We have another comment from Jorge Zaldivar. I don't know if I asked this before, but between which franchises would you like to see spawn a crossover title? I would kill for a Tails Crossfire Man crossover game.
Oh, it looks like it's my cue. I recently posted an article, posted my dream crossover games article, and it's Street Fighter Cross Dragon Ball.
That sounds really cool on paper, but I mean, like,
It's weird,
power
isn't it?
level thing going on. Like, because even the weakest Dragon Ball character would fuck up a Street Fighter character. Like Krillin would fuck up Akuma.
I mean, the majority of X-Men characters can screw up the majority of Street Fighter characters as well.
I mean, yeah, you'd have to lower everyone's power. Well, I mean, yeah, you're right. Never mind. I take that back. Yeah, it could work. What would you go with, Jewel?
Oh, this is a tricky one, but actually, I thought about this would be the weirdest thing I ever hear.
Uh-huh.
Monster Rancher, which I know Pinky has got some beef about, and Pokemon.
What?
Monster Rancher and Pokemon.
I don't have a beef with Monster Ranch. I just have a beef with the constant spamming for a Monster Ranch character in Smash.
Well, no, actually, that would be a really neat crossover. The mechanics between the two games are actually, I think it would be cool if Pokemon had that mechanic where your Pokemon get a certain age and then they age out, so you got to go and catch another Pokemon instead of what people do, which is they capture a Pokemon, then they get really attached to that team, and they just stick with it throughout the entire damn thing, basically. Yeah, I think that'd be cool. I think that'd be a cool mechanic to have a Pokemon cross Monster Rancher.
I'm actually surprised because this is where the game maker in me comes in, because I actually would go more towards the battle style, as in you can have it go instinctual or controlling.
Oh yeah,
and I would actually go.
Yeah,
and I thought that would actually be a more interesting style to see happen.
Like maybe have it so that, like, as a trainer, as your trust in your monster, whether it be Pokemon or a monster from Monster Rancher, goes up, you can give it direct commands and it'll do it. Or, if it doesn't trust you, it just goes instinctual. Or you can let it do whatever you want it to. And depending on, like, you can get like little like trainer trainer accessories that
like
kind of give you a little edge and shit like that. Yeah, like I've got this necklace that makes it so that, like, my monster doesn't listen to me, but all of its attacks do more damage. Or
Yeah, I was gonna say, or if anything, have a certain bond to go up depending on what item you have, and actually earn rewards for going in, for believing in your pet, or having it in control, or having control.
Yeah.
Will there be breeding mechanics to make new?
That'd be the tricky
part. Well, so
I was gonna say that's tricky because you could actually get monsters two ways in Monster Rancher.
Yeah, you can breed them. Three. You can breed them. You can train them, or you can just or you can do it the old-fashioned, like the way that they wanted to spin it in Monster Rancher, where you basically took the game disc out and put a random disc from a CD in your house into the thing, and it would take random numbers from the CD and get a monster, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, certain songs actually give you a great monster, by the way.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember that feature before.
Yeah, well, that was Monster Rancher's big hook, was that you could basically take any random CD from your collection. Because this is when CDs were really big. Like, Monster Rancher was huge when the PlayStation first came out, because the concept of just taking random CDs from your collection and putting them in and getting a character. And then there was another way you get monsters by taking their discs, because monsters came in discs as well. You could take the disc and combine two discs and get a new monster. Or you could go out in the wild and capture a monster and bring it back.
That's how.
I remember a similar gimmick, but with barcodes.
That was Barcode Battler. Barcode Battler sucked. I'm sorry.
I was about to say, please tell me that was not the Vita, because that was a real mess.
Barcode Battler was Mattel's own thing that they created, where basically, or Mattel or some other toy company, where it basically came with these cards, and you would scan the cards, and then you would fight each other virtually, electronically, in the, you'd fight each other. You'd have to scan and shit. So you'd scan in the monster, then you'd scan in equipment for the monster, then you'd fight each other. Or you could fight monsters that were from, the little booklet that came with it. But here's the problem. the monsters that came in the booklet were so much more powerful than the barcode battlers that you had. You had to go and buy booster packs in order to power up your monsters, which basically was how they made their money. It's a good thing that shit failed because it was a cash grab.
Ouch.
Yeah, it was some bullshit. My crossover would be I would do Killer Instinct crossed with Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter.
Oh, that would be something spicy.
Have
all those guys could do some heavy killing moves and heavy damage moves all over the place.
I would have it be because Killer Instinct always felt like a Street Fighter game with a Mortal Kombat aesthetic. And Mortal Kombat would be the odd one out because you'd have to change that shitty block button thing and just like streamline all the fighting systems where you press back to block, but all the other shit's the same. And so basically, yeah, that's what I would do. That's what I would do. I would do that game. I would have a story mode that's like kind of like Final Fight, where like you go around the world fighting your way to a point, and then you have to fight that enemy, like whoever's there. And like
your health being at full.
Well, the story would be that M. Bison teamed up with Ultratech in order to defend Earth against a dimensional invasion. But what M. Bison doesn't realize is that the dimensional invasion is that you got Ultratech is basically a multi-dimensional organization. So they're actually weakening the heroes of that reality, so that when Shao Kahn comes through to take over from the Mortal Kombat, it'll be easier. But by that point it's too late. So and that's why you have all this fighting going on. So there's your story. That's your story mode. You have a normal arcade mode where you just fight your way through all these enemies, and then you have like a tournament mode and all that cool shit. Yeah, I'd be totally down with that. You'd have to tone down the fatalities, but aside from that, well, actually, no, you wouldn't, because the only characters who would have to have toned down finishers and special attacks would be the Street Fighter characters. Either that or boost them up so that they could compete with Mortal Kombat and Killer Instinct characters. But yeah, I'd be cool with that. I mean, people would hate to see poor Ryu get cut in half, but fuck him. He's overrated anyway. I just want to see TJ Combo versus Jax versus Balrog. The battle of the big black men who box.
And does it need to be rated T or M?
You know what? Fuck it. Let's go M. Why not? I know Capcom's like, we can't listen, it can't be as bad as Street Fighter V. So why not take a chance and go M-rated Street Fighter? I mean, because think about some of the basically M. Bison supposedly ripped the unborn child from his wife's womb, and the good that was in that child basically went into another being who's Rose. So if you have some fucked up shit like that in Street Fighter, why not go M-rated and just add some blood and gore to it? I mean, why not? Why the fuck not? If Mortal Kombat.
Wait, that was an actual origin from Bison? I thought that was made up from that awful Chun-Li movie.
No, that's actually from Mortal Kombat. Yeah. Yeah, Mortal Kombat is. That's actually from Street Fighter. Yeah. M. Bison is an evil bastard. That's why I like him as a boss, because he's just so over the top. That's why they fucked up with the Legend of Chun-Li. Is that Neil McDonough? He's hamming it up, but he's no Raul Julia. It's like, to you, the day I came to your village was the most important day of your life. But for me,
it was Tuesday.
That's such an M. Bison thing to say.
I would ask if we got time for a trope we don't want to see anymore. Quickie.
No, we're gonna get to that. Let's get to some of these questions, and then we're done. Let's see. He says Nintendo better make membership optional for online play for the Switch and slap on the Virtual Console again. Otherwise, I'm not buying it. Dude, they don't need your money. They're outselling the PS4 and the Xbox One. And as long as they continue to drop games,
they're making the others panic.
And
yeah,
according
it's like, man, one guy's not going to buy our shit because of our online isn't really like impressive. Fuck it.
According to an analyst, the Switch is succeeding in Japan, whereas the PS4 is starting to fail at all times.
Well, the PS4 has been stagnating in Japan because it's the fucking PS4 and it's geared to a more Western audience anyway. Jorge Zelda says he would like to see a reboot of Monster Rancher. I'd like to see that too, but you know who made Monster Rancher? Namco Bandai. Maybe if that team working on Metroid Prime 4 had been working on that shit instead of Metroid Prime 4, maybe you'd see a reboot. Well, although maybe internally Namco Bandai would have looked at that shit and said, "This is trash." Thrown it out.
You know what other Namco franchise that needs more attention? Klonoa.
Oh yeah. Bringing that shit back. Because I'm going to keep it real. Klonoa, better than Kirby 64. Much better. Kirby 64 is a trash game. I don't care what anyone says. No, it's not that bad. It's trash. That game is trash. It's trash. It's basic and it's trash. Okay? It's not a good Kirby game. It's not a good 2.5D game. Go play Klonoa. It's so much better. Better character. No, Monster Rancher was Koei Tecmo. Sorry. Yeah, that's on me. But still, probably would have been better with them. Okay, so here we go with the fun topic of the cast, which is 5 genre tropes or hooks that must end. I'm doing RPGs. If you guys have RPG as well, I hope our tropes don't coincide with each other.
This for me would be overall. So you got RPGs. I got overalls. And what about you, Pinks?
For an RPG element, could you
what genre trope or hook are you getting tired of? She has overall. I'm doing just the RPG genre. 5 tropes from the RPG genre I'm fucking tired of, and they need to do something else.
Okay.
And what genre would you choose? You can do sports, platformers, open world games, sandbox games, whatever.
Probably in shooter games, the constant pandering towards realism rather than embracing video game logic where things don't make sense in where physics and other elements wouldn't make any sense in real life.
Okay. Any others? Because we've got 5 on here. That's one.
Stop backing down from blasting Wily in the face, Megaman. Seriously. You probably know where this one goes to.
Yeah, just fucking kill him. Just kill Wily and call. You say like Mega Man went crazy.
He can because he's a robot and robots cannot harm people.
I know. But clearly, I mean, okay. Let me put it this way. Okay, it's kind of like watching Star Trek, right? There's this episode in Star Trek called well, I forget what it's called. It's the Next Generation, where Data, who's an android, who has basically the same thing that Mega Man has, the Asimov's 3 laws, where a robot cannot harm a human, a robot cannot allow a human to come to harm, and a robot cannot harm a human except to protect itself without harming the human, like stuff like that. And that's basically the same thing that governs Mega Man's thing. But there's this thing where this guy basically, he's a collector. He collects rare and unique creatures and beings and items and keeps them to himself, right? And he basically collects this woman who's like one of the last of her species, and Data tries to help her escape, but they're caught, and he kills the lady. And he's like, well, he's like, what are you going to do? You can't kill me. You can't kill me. And the Enterprise, they finally find Data, and they beam him up just as he's like, whether or not he's going to kill the guy. And they come up with Data, and they're like, man, you had this phaser in your hand, and it's completely empty. Like, you've been pressing it the entire time we beamed you over. Like, there comes a point where a robot moves beyond its programming, where starts to become self-aware. And the whole point behind Dr. Light is that he wants to create a self-aware robot that can make their own choices. And Mega Man is the first step in that. X is the evolution of that. So there obviously will probably come a point where Mega Man's like, you know what? All this shit, people, I mean, it's never implied, but Wily's virus has probably caused people to die. There's probably a point where Mega Man's like, you keep on escaping. I'm tired of your shit. If they scrap me, they scrap me, but the world will be a better place if your ass is dead. Logically,
yeah.
Go.
In short, it won't be long until somebody in these hero tropes says, you know what? I had enough of your rear end.
Or hell, have Dr. Light do it. He's like, look, I'm going to give you a special dispensation. If you see Wily, just fucking kill him. I've had enough of that fucker fucking up my robots.
Yeah.
Fucking up my robots. Just all this shit here. If you get a shot, take it. Finish his ass. I'm tired of this shit.
Yeah.
You can't do anything.
The two of us could.
You shot me, Mega Man. You shot me. Why did you? Oh, you shot me again. Why did you shoot me twice?
And then pop his jaw off.
Mega Man killed Wily. I don't think the world would be angry if Mega Man killed Wily. They'd be like, after 13 times of this shit, fuck him. I don't think humans would be upset. They'd be like, well.
They'd make an exception for robots killing a human because of what this human has done to the society.
We have a quick, sorry for the quick thing, but Jorge Zaldivar has another question. Which video games would you ship? I don't know what that means. I'm sorry.
I think he's talking about shipping, like shipping 2 video game characters.
Oh God!
I don't know what that means. I'm sorry.
It means like romantic relationships.
Oh, sorry. No. No, I'm not. I don't think of video game characters romantic.
Space, ladies and gentlemen.
It's kind of like Cool World, where in Cool World there's this thing where the guy says you never tried to have sex with a tune. That's basically how I feel about video game characters. I don't look at them as sexually because they're video game characters. Like I don't want to think of Princess Peach sexually or Rosalina sexually or like the only time I thought of any character is not sexually as in I was attracted to them, but sexually as in they were clearly fucking.
I think he's most referring to 2 video game characters being shipped together rather than a real human.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. He said characters should be in a relationship. He said pet with Palutena. That doesn't make sense because Palutena is basically his god, and that'd be just really fucking awkward. And
it's kind of like a mother-child relationship.
No, it's not really mother-child. It's more like she's your boss. You know?
Yeah.
You don't fuck the boss. And then Ben with Aqua and Kingdom Hearts series. I don't give a fuck about the Kingdom Hearts series.
Isn't Ben like underage?
Yeah, not to mention all the people in Kingdom Hearts are like 12 and 13 years old, and I don't want to imagine 12 or 13-year-old kids fucking.
I was about to say the heroes are underage.
And everyone in there is either a cartoon, a toy, or like 12 or 13 years old. And I'm sorry, that's just not cool. But for me, the only character that I ever thought, well, these 2 video game characters are clearly fucking, is in Twilight Princess, Yato and Yetta. The 2
the Yetis.
The 2 Yetis, yeah, they were clearly fucking. That's what those hearts were for. Like they were like, you need to get the fuck out of here, man. Me and my wife are gonna take care of some business. I don't know how that works because she doesn't have any arms, but he's gonna do the best he can.
That would be a TMI moment.
Well, I mean, it's her bedroom. There's this massive bed. I mean, what else do you think?
Yeah.
What about Big Boss and Diva? I mean,
and here's the thing, he even says some really romantic shit to his wife. She's like, my mirror broke. He's like, look into my eyes. The only mirror you need is the reflection you see in my eyes. That's some player shit. Of course he was gonna fuck his wife. I'm sorry.
I said TMI because we all know what happens in the bedroom.
He's like, look,
and we don't need more information.
Link's like, I'm gonna take this mirror fragment and this heart piece, and I'm gonna leave you two at it. Peace. That's the only thing, But aside from that, I really don't want to see any video game characters, and those two are married, so I don't want to see any video game characters having sex. I don't want to no. No.
What about
this gets me to another
where they show characters having sex, like in The Witcher 3 or God of War?
I mean, The Witcher? Well, The Witcher is an M-rated game, right?
Yeah.
And all Geralt does is go around, fucking women. That's what he does. And God of War.
I was about to say, you guys keep on saying so much that I just remembered a trope that I think really needs to be dropped in a sense.
What?
Stop teasing the hero with cake. If he does a good job, give him a real beeping prize.
give him the real.
And this is specifically aiming at Peach for this one.
Princess Peach is even worse because Mario goes through all this shit in Mario Odyssey. He travels the entire goddamn world: Mushroom Kingdom, Desert Kingdom, Ice Kingdom, Bowser's Kingdom, Undersea Kingdom, Beach Kingdom.
He even goes to the moon.
And then this bitch, like her Mushroom Kingdom gets attacked. She gets kidnapped. And instead of going back to save her, to get her shit back on track with her kingdom, I'm going on vacation. You are the worst ruler ever. Fuck off. Leave and never come back. This is crazy.
Yeah, this is the reason I said that more the hero for Star's sake.
Yeah. And the worst thing is at the end of Bowser's Inside Story, where Bowser basically saves the Mushroom Kingdom and his kingdom, and against Fawful. Then Mario and Luigi get out of his body and beat the shit out of him. I mean, beat the ever-loving.
Actually, those three, when I remember the moment that Bowser realized he was working with the plumbers.
Yeah, they jump out of his body and then they beat the ever-loving shit out. I mean, they beat the shit. They beat Bowser's ass so bad that he's all bandaged up and in bed. And this bitch Princess Peach.
I was gonna say that he.
She said no. She's a picture of a king. She's the big sense of a picture of a king.
She sent him cake and a picture.
Well,
not a picture of a cake.
Right. A cake and a picture. That's like someone. That's like you. That's like you basically stepping up for stepping up, doing something ultra heroic, right? And you're like, hey, you gonna give me a kiss? No, get away from me. And then she gets her two lackeys to kick your ass. And then later on that night, she sends you a sext with a picture. It's like, you could have had this. Fuck this bitch. Peaches.
If you ask me, Bowser at least had at least some reason to not want to work with the Mario Brothers. He wants to destroy those two.
Considering they're always kicking his ass, yeah. No. It's not that he wants to destroy those two. Bowser's goal. Bowser could give a shit less about Mario. Bowser wants to kidnap Princess Peach, rule the Mushroom Kingdom, and probably rape Princess Peach. Okay, which is bad. Rape is bad. Okay, rape is very, very bad. But on the other end of the spectrum, Princess Peach is a terrible ruler because here's the thing: the Mushroom Kingdom's always being invaded. She hasn't spent any money on defense, infrastructure. Her defense plan to save the kingdom against Bowser or anyone else invading it is a fat ass plumber. Slightly taller but still really short brother. That's it. I mean, here's the thing, okay? You might not like Bowser, but here's the thing. when Bowser's Kingdom gets destroyed, by the next game, he's rebuilt the economy. There's infrastructure. There's airships. His minions love him. I mean, like he knows how to do it.
I'm saying, I will admit that. I admit that Bowser can bounce back from a defeat, whether it's his kingdom or personal injury.
But Princess Peach is a fucking terrible ruler. It's like, oh man, the Mushroom Kingdom's been invaded. So are we gonna take any of our tax money and put it towards, developing an army, cannons, something to fucking airships? Bowser? Nah, we'll just give.
Makes me wonder what kind of stuff she's buying
for her to get screwed over. Are we gonna spend any money to defend ourselves? No, I got this stupid ass Mario. I'm just gonna offer him a cake and kiss him on the nose, and they'll take care of it next time.
I think we've gone over the limit of a BS Busters Lite.
Yeah, we did, but it's my podcast, so because I didn't go through my tropes. Here are my 5 RPG tropes that I'm fucking tired of, and I wish they'd fucking stop. The first one is your character is the chosen one. Look, that is a anomaly.
He's not the one holding the Your hero is always the one holding the Master Sword. Your hero is the one that pulls the sword from the stone. Are we getting tired of these heroes that are destined to be the greatest of them all?
For once, I would like to play a game. For once, I would like to play a Pokemon. Well, Pokemon isn't that much of an RPG, but for once, I would like to play an RPG that basically, like, the chosen one shows up, they get fucking murdered, and then some random dude's like, well, I'm just a random villager, but the world's gonna end. I gotta step up. And how they go on a hero's journey, but they're totally unequipped, haven't been trained, and how they ineptly fumble through it and somehow still save the world. But it's comedic and also slightly realistic, and like, I wasn't trained for this shit. I'll do the best I can, but I wasn't trained for this shit. Like, that would be a more interesting RPG to me than always, you're the chosen one. You are the one. The second trope that I'm fucking tired of in RPGs is, why does it always have to be a fantasy setting? Like, why can't we go with steampunk or sci-fi, like true sci-fi? I don't mean like that Star Ocean bullshit where they're like, it's science fiction, and then in the first like 20, 30 minutes, and then it reverts to dudes using swords to attack monsters. Like, I mean actual science fiction. Where, like, some dude might come up with a sword. I've got a sword. Yeah, bitch. I've got a ray gun. You're dead. Like, do something different. Look, I love fantasy as much as the next guy, but do something different, okay? Because I'm going to tell you right now, in a gunfight, generally speaking, the person with the gun is going to beat the dude with the knife. What? Someone say something? Okay. So my number 3 trope that I'm tired of in RPGs is how you can bust into people's houses and rummage through their house and take their shit.
But that's video game logic, and what you're asking for is making the game more realistic, which I say is a trope that they should.
No, but they don't even acknowledge that you broke in their house and stole their shit. That's just kind of weird. Which leads to an addendum to that statement. Why is it in most of these RPGs, you go into someone's house and they have a bedroom, a kitchen, like a dining room table, but no bathroom? Don't these people have to? I mean, they have a kitchen, so they obviously eat. Don't they have to shit sometimes? It's just kind of weird. Or even worse, they have a kitchen but no sink, so it's like, and if it's set in a modern setting, which is even worse, because it's like, you nasty motherfucker, you cook food and you don't even wash your hands when you go to the bathroom.
There's some weird stuff in those.
I feel weird when they give you food. They're like, hey, here's a cake I baked. I don't want nothing from you, you nasty bastard. But anyway, and which leads to number 4. My number 4 trope that I'm just fucking tired of in RPGs is, and this is kind of like an aside. Look, listen, like, why is everyone trying to kill you, right? Why can't there be different factions that have beef against each other? Because I mean, it just seems to me that if you're in a world where you have, like, if you're going with a world with different factions, they need to have beef with each other. For once, I'd like to go and play a RPG where there'd be a, like, wouldn't it have been cool in Xenoblade Chronicles X where you could have seen, you saw them attempt to do this, where you'd see like, oh man, these monsters were hunting this creature, but it was like a set piece where it was like it was already there, and you'd occasionally see enemies there. Wouldn't it be cool if the wildlife fought each other? You know, and I think that trope could work in other games where it's like, oh shit, I don't need to deal with this shit. They're killing each other. I'll just get I need 29 teeth. I'll let them kill each other, and I'll get it from the corpse. And
or if you're opportunistic, get the one that just fought and won, and kick his rear end since his health is already chipped down for you.
Exactly. And my last trope that I'm tired of, that I'm really tired of, is I'm tired of you having to be the good guy from the start of the game. I think it would be cool to play an RPG where you say, fuck it, I'm going to rule the world. I'm going to be evil. Fuck all of y'all. or you choose, which, I mean, I will give Dragon Quest, the first Dragon Quest, this much credit. At the end of the game, when you fight Draco Lord, the main boss of that game, he asks you to join him, and you can, and the game ends. I think that's just fucking awesome. I think games should give you more choices. RPGs should give you more choices aside from the standard track that they want you to go down. Now, I'm not saying that they should just get rid of the original track. If you want to be the hero, save the world, cool. But if you want to be, look, fuck it. I want to run a criminal enterprise and become the best thief, the best Godfather type person. It would change your whole thing. Like, instead of having magic, you'd have henchmen. You could send your henchmen out to take care of shit. Like, man, thief, sneak behind that dude and backstab him 4 or 5 times. That would be cool. I think that would add depth to RPGs. Those are just 5 tropes that I'm tired of in RPGs. I wish some of them are nitpicky and petty. Others, I think, are legitimate things. Let's do the end of section wrap up and then pimp out in conclusion. So that's the end of the podcast. Guys, pimp out whatever you want and give your sign offs, and then we'll wrap things up.
For me, I got nothing to work with, but if anything, I'm actually playing out against my amiibos to see if I can get better at the game. But for now, this is just your regular Moonstar trying to enjoy yourself in Smash.
And this is Piggy Don from Video Game Facts. I'm still working on this article where I talk about why it's hard to make video games that appeals to feminists, where I talk about different types of feminists and how gamers tend to mistakenly group them together as one group.
Well, I mean, I think Samus is a great feminist character. She's a female. She takes orders from no male character. She takes care of business. The only time she loses her shit is when she deals with the person who murdered her entire family in front of her. And that's understandable. That's understandable, someone losing their shit. The only time Samus looks like a weak, kind of annoying character is Other M, but that wasn't made by Nintendo proper, so it doesn't count. But yeah, go ahead. I guess it's my turn. I have no articles coming out. I might do a video later this week talking about how I feel about the closure of the Wii eShop. And I'll give some recommendations on some games that I wish people had gotten on the Wii eShop when they came out. So that being said, this is Red Fox signing out. We will be doing a Sci-Fi Power Hour-ish. Sorry, not Sci-Fi Power Hour-ish. February 2nd, which is Saturday, we will be doing a BS Busters at 7:30. So same bat time, same time, but different date. BS Busters being moved from Sunday to Saturday. So look forward to that. And I might make BS Busters Lite a permanent fixture because I have time on Wednesdays to actually do it. So that's the end of the podcast. Thank you and enjoy. Remember, rate, comment,
and hype responsibly.
and whatever. Peace.